All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday morning. Happy Power Day. My name is Marisa Fletcher, and I want to thank everyone that is joining us today for this incredible training with our Power Partners United Women of Power. So we've got a good training here for you guys. I know I'm excited too, right? I get all excited. I see a lot of people are still jumping in. We're still going to let you guys in as you jump in. Again, thank you for being here with us today. I am Marisa Fletcher. I got my other 4 partners here on the line, or 3 partners. I make 4 on the line with me, and we are just going to jump on in and get started. All right, so that we can get to our good training that we have for you guys. So we always like to start out with some positivity. We want to start out with a recognition moment. We want to be able to share and inspire each other, share with and inspire each other. So we're just going to take a few minutes total, and we're going to share any positive stories that we have out there from anyone that's on the line with us today. Any new installs, electric bills, you want to jump off mute and share with us?
Marisa, I'll start with one. I want to recognize one of my newer consultants, Sharon Ramirez. She just got her first sale, and it's that first one that starts everything. So I want to say congratulations to her.
Awesome. Congratulations to Sharon. If you're out there, awesome. You want to jump in and say something? Is she on? Maybe.
I can as well. Oh, there's somebody that's not on mute. Hello, everybody. This is Isela Bonada. I'd like to recognize Victoria, who just jumped on the line. We closed her second sale on a follow-up. Why? Because they got their electric bill all of a sudden in August. It was $1,000. So we did a follow-up with them, closed her second deal. We're working. She's really excited. We're working on her other deals. And then I did an in-home for Rafael Ramirez, also closed that one, and that was awesome. So thank you for your trust.
Nice. Thank you for sharing with us, Isela. Thank you. I'm going to jump in and I'm going to share because I know that Vicky is on the line, and I had the pleasure of working with Vicky yesterday with just a wonderful client. We sat down, we went through that proposal. They had some pretty high bills. We got them some good savings and that credit, so we were able to get them closed yesterday too. So thank you, Vicky. Great job, great setup for setting up that mentor relationship, and thank you for that. You want to say anything? You want to add to that?
Yes, thank you so much. And we may already have a referral from that one. I'm waiting for the call right now. So thank you for doing that. And thank you, Isela. She also did a presentation of two homes for one homeowner on Saturday. I'm following up with him today. We're hoping to get that one closed. And then I had another one at 2 that I believe is going to sign up next week. So things are happening. It's good. And I really appreciate the mentorship program.
Nice. Does anybody want to share how they're getting some of these referrals or how they're getting these leads? Are they all referrals? Is it the ambassador program? What's working for you, ladies? No one?
I know for Victoria, I know she's on the line. She's on mute. No, you want to unmute yourself, Victoria? It's referrals that she's getting.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Victoria.
Okay. Well, I got the referrals by my friends. I just enjoyed their company, and then also share my business card, and they call me and get me the reference. It's so easy, and I believe that if I start talking to every person that I know every day, I'm going to make more. So I'm really thankful I'm very thankful to my sister-in-law, Isela. She helped me a lot, and thanks for her.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Victoria. I like that you said if you just talk to somebody every day and just talk to someone every day about solar, you know you're going to get more, because that's so true.
Yes.
That's so true, right?
Yes,
and we're helping people. So it's amazing, right? We get to help them save money. It's not like we're asking them to buy something from us, you know? I don't look at it that way. Anyone else got a story they want to share, or even a power thought? So ladies on the board, ladies and gentlemen on the board, we've got power thoughts, right? Maybe you just want to share some positivity with us, or share one of these words and what it means for you and your business, in case you don't have a story to share yet. Either or will work. Anyone else want to jump on before we jump into that training?
Can I say something?
Sure.
Can I say something else? Okay. When we made the second ones, she tell us she said to Isela and me that she wants to have her garden nice, but she doesn't have time for that. And I told her, I can help you. I love to do garden and decoration, and I can help you. You don't have to pay me nothing at all. And then she said, she called me later on and says, my daughter wants to solars, and she also wants me. She asked me if you can help her to do her decoration for the garden. And I said, oh yes, it's a pleasure for me. So it's easy when you get something and they pay back. It's so beautiful. Yeah.
Yes, nice. Thank you so much again, Victoria, for sharing that on how you're spreading the word of solar and helping these people, and they're getting their family members and friends to come and let you help them as well. That's awesome. That's awesome. Awesome. Nice. Anyone else want to share? You got a win to share, a recent install, maybe a new ambassador or seller that you're helping or invited to this great opportunity.
I could share one, Marisa, if that's
All right, Anthony, let's do it. We saved the best for last.
Thank you. So I guess it could be a little tip of what I just did recently 2 months ago. So I was meeting with I got referred to a client. He's a car salesman. His name's Anthony Silva. And I was very close on losing the deal, right? Because he was shopping around with 4 other companies. So my last and worst case scenario was, you know what? Instead of just losing the deal, I'm going to share the business with him. Because he's a car salesman. He said he had 3 referrals. And I shared the business. Long story short, he became a consultant. And yesterday we closed his 3rd project. So just a little tip, if, there's ways to get creative on, getting a client, getting an ambassador, a consultant to become part of your business. So that's what I did. Thank you.
I love that, Anthony. Super creative, super way to win the deal. Not just win the deal, again, present this great opportunity and just help more and more people. Nice. That was a great hook. I'm gonna have to use that. All right, my friends, on that note, we didn't want to take too much time up front because we want to get into this amazing training. We've got one of the top women of solar on this call with us, giving us her time. She's so busy. She's got so much going on. There's this big contest going on, if you guys aren't aware, where we're trying to get in the top 20. She's trying to get in the top 20. She's actually in the top 20 so that she can go build homes in Mexico for our impact journey. I mean, there's so much that I can say. I don't want to say too much, but we have Cynthia Alvidrez on the line with us. And she's going to be sharing with us some objection overcomers, how to get the bill. Guys, she's just a plethora of talent. She's been 15 years in customer service, 10 years in business management, 7 years in the solar industry. All that combined experience just makes her a powerhouse, makes her amazing. And that's why every time we have a contest, we see Cynthia. We're like, go, Cynthia, go. So, you know what? I don't want to be goofy and keep cheering her on, but she's an amazing woman. She's an amazing woman of solar. She's an amazing mother, an amazing wife. Guys, with no further ado, I want to present over to you, Miss Cynthia Alvidrez. Cynthia, you can share the screen.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. Thanks for that glowing introduction. I appreciate it. Super excited to be with you guys here today. I'm going to be sharing a slide with you that I actually did for one of my first BNI groups. So if you guys are not a member of a BNI, I'm a part of a similar group called Team, where it's in-person networking. And one of the first presentations I did with them was overcoming objections, because I was trying to teach them how to find a referral for me. And they were coming across all these objections. And so I was going to make a new slide for you guys today. But then when I look back, guess what? Those objections are still exactly the same. So we're hearing the same objections come up in solar. So I really wanted to share with you guys what I had made. Ignore my messy desktop here. What I had made for them so that you can see. So we're going to talk about common objections you guys come across. There's a big psychology behind customer objections. We want to know where did the objection come from? So understanding where that misinformation or where that story is coming from is very, very important. Listening to them, letting them complete the objection. So when they're telling you, hey, Anthony, I heard XYZ about solar, let them get it all out, listen intently, understand where that objection is coming from, and then hit them with the facts. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go through each objection. We're going to understand where the objection comes from. We're going to hit them with the fact. And then I'm also going to present to you a $1 million question that you can also throw in if you are doing this presentation style and coming up through these objections. So top 6 reasons why you shouldn't go solar, right? These are what your friends and family are telling you. These are where the objections are coming from. Number 1, the first objection I always hear is solar is too expensive. Number 2, it's hard to sell your home with solar. Number 3, you're stuck in a long contract, 20, 25 years, just seems too long. It's expensive to fix. We're waiting because technology is going to get better. And I heard you get a big bill at the end of the year. These are the 6 that in the last 7 years of me doing solar, I've come across these over and over and over again. And I must sound like a broken record when I'm addressing these sometimes because they just come up so often. So let's go over the first one. You've heard it from your Aunt Karen and businessman Bob, and they're telling your clients, it sounds expensive. Solar's just not worth the money. So understanding where that objection is coming from. Sorry, let's go back one slide. So financing has not always been available for solar. In the past, if you guys have not been with solar for a long time, in the past, you had to pay cash for a solar system. That's why leasing solar systems was so popular in the past, because it was the most viable and affordable option. Homeowners compare solar to technology like televisions, so they believe the price is going to go down and they think it's just too expensive. Return on investment. So a lot of times you guys will hear, well, how long does it take to make a return? So return on investment applies to a cash investment. So when you're thinking about an investor and they're thinking about taking cash and investing it in something, they always like to calculate, what is the return going to be on that investment? This is not that kind of investment. You are taking a liability of a bill and converting it to an asset. So that does not apply. This is not a cash investment you're making where you weren't putting any of that money somewhere before. So nip that in the bud, let them know it's not that kind of investment. It's totally different. Solar, hit them with the facts. Solar system is usually an immediate savings. You simply go from what you're paying now to paying less to own your solar system. And then your $1 million question for them. Does an immediate return on your investment sound good to you? What kind of investment gives you that? What kind of investment gives you an immediate return? Solar does. All right. Next objection you'll hear a lot. Solar makes it hard to sell your home. Hey guys, can we make sure we are all muted, please? Thank you. Will Farrell's trying to talk right here, and he's saying, don't do this. Will the realtor, don't do this, puts a lien on your home. This misinformation comes from, in the past, it was very common for solar companies to use financing that placed liens on homes. They're not non-existent anymore, right? We still have PACE. In fact, we have one product on our platform in some states where you sell, where the payment is put into the property taxes. Property taxes are a type of lien on your home, and so therefore it creates a lien. Most of our financing does not have that. So those kind of contracts would take first position. So if you guys haven't heard what that means that a homeowner cannot transfer that type of solar system because it takes first position to the mortgage. So they would need to pay it off completely. This made it very, very, very difficult for real estate agents to transfer many deals of the past. And since that type of financing was common in the past, realtors have all had a bad experience with solar, and they're not usually quick to recommend solar, right? So a lot of misinformation comes from that type of situation. Most homeowners, so hit them with the facts, most homeowners don't stay in their homes for 20 plus years anymore. So our financing is 100% assumable should you decide to move. The end. Your $1 million question for them is, do you think a buyer would be happy to take over your solar payment if we could prove to them that it would be less than paying their utility? And the answer is yes, of course. It's never going to be no. No buyer in their right mind is going to look at two houses that are exactly the same and say no to savings versus going back to paying the utility more. It's statistically proven. Oh, I think we skipped a slide. Hold on one second. Statistically proven that your home will sell faster and for more money with solar than without. Hey guys, let's make sure we are all muted, please. All right. If you have not seen on our solar proposal tool, we have a very, very cool feature. If you scroll down on your solo proposal, it actually states there what the specific home value of the solar system you're showing will add to their home. And under that, there is a link that you can click on that will take you to the actual article as well. Sorry for the background noise, guys. I am going into my BNI meeting right after this. And so I'm at the restaurant right here. So yes, hit them with the facts. Statistically proven, your home will sell for more and for faster and for more money with solar than without. Use links to show them, use supporting information to show them, save the article links if you can. And then your $1 million question for them would be, wouldn't that be awesome to save monthly now, have an immediate savings, then sell your home later when you move and regain some of that cost when you're selling your home for more? It's almost like double dipping, right? All right. And very, very common, I don't want to be stuck in a long contract. That's an objection we hear a lot in solar. And this fear comes from most people hear the word contract and they think it's something that they are tied down to. But a solar contract mostly outlines the warranties for those long periods of time, guarantees, other legal things that we have in there, right? So most homeowners don't know that these contracts are transferable. They forget that they are in an infinity contract with their utility. That contract will never end. So hit them with the facts. You actually get to choose your own payment term and length. And again, our financing is fully transferable. You don't need to make these explanations really long. Just make sure you hit them with the facts. This is actually how it works. And, but then also, when you're trying to understand where this information comes from and you're in a proposal type of setting, I would address these with them and say, oh yes, that information comes from this area, just so that their objection is validated. So if you had that objection where they're saying, hey, I don't want to be stuck in a long contract, sympathize with that and understand where that's coming from and say, hey, I know 25 years sounds like a long time, but the fact is you get to choose your payment term for solar. And the fact is that you're currently in a very long contract with your utility. So this is actually much shorter time frame than what you're currently contracted to. So, and that $1 million question looks like, how long is the contract you have now with your utility? When does that payment end? A lot of people think solar is very expensive to fix. They're very concerned. Here's P. Diddy throwing out a bunch of money to fix a solar system. A lot of people are very concerned. If something goes wrong, how much is it going to cost to fix it? They think solar is very expensive. That's where that misinformation comes from, is they see solar as something expensive. Therefore, if something's not working, it's probably going to be very expensive to fix, which isn't the case. And in the past, the only way to get a good warranty coverage for solar was to go with a lease or a PPA. That is why in the past, you see a lot of leases and PPAs because they had better warranty coverage than owning your system. Usually when you owned your system in the past, the warranties were very subpar. They were 10 years, they covered parts, but sometimes not labor. Well, now hit them with the facts. Things have changed. Even when you own your solar system, you will have one of the best warranties in the industry with us, with no out-of-pocket repair or maintenance cost for 30 years. So please advise when you guys are talking about warranty coverage, I'm just going to throw a disclaimer in here. Please advise homeowners on getting homeowners insurance. And that $1 million question there when you're talking to homeowners is, if they are talking to competitors, did the other companies tell you about this? Did they tell you that forces of nature would not be covered in a solar warranty? And you know what they say to me 100% of the time when I ask them this question? They say, no, you're the only person who has told me that forces of nature are not covered in a solar warranty. And I go, oh, that's interesting. I wonder why they withheld that information from you. So use that. It's $1 million question. When you are talking to someone and they have been shopping around, make sure they understand that their warranties do not cover forces of nature. So if a tree falls on it, forbid their house were to burn down, that is not something that's covered in a solar warranty. And it's a lot like a car, right? So in a car, if you get in a car accident, that is something that was a force of, you were the force of nature in that case, right? You caused the accident. And so the manufacturer of the car company is not going to cover that. They're going to cover defects in the car. They're going to cover if the car's running appropriately, working like it should. Solar is very much the same way. So you do need to make sure to get insurance for your solar system and have examples ready for them. Let them know, hey, I asked, a few of my customers, and these are examples of what they paid. And it's very inexpensive. If you guys have not done the research yourself on homeowners insurance warranties, it is so inexpensive. Most homeowners for the average size system pay an extra $20 a year or so, sometimes more. Obviously, it depends on who they have. But yes, so relatively just very, very inexpensive to warranty a solar system. No need to go with the lease now. So another common objection we get is technology will get better, so it's better to wait. I call this the flat TV concept. Homeowners sometimes wait for solar because they think things will get more efficient over time, just like cell phones, right? Like cell phones, there's always a new phone that comes out, especially with Apple, right? They have like a whole line of cell phones waiting to come out. They probably have an iPhone 20 ready to throw at us already. Solar is not the same. And a lot of homeowners don't know that solar, the residential market, has actually been around for 40 plus years. Even Elon Musk said technology is as good as it will get with solar. And every new solar panel that comes out is only getting a hair better. And have you guys noticed that the new solar panels now are actually larger in size? They're not getting smaller in size. That's another objection that comes up. A lot of people think that the panels will get smaller. So hit them with the facts. Waiting for newer technology is only going to cost you more. The demand of solar is so high. Prices will only continue to rise. And that is the truth. We've seen it, right? We've seen it the last year with demand of solar as the international shipping market tightened up and we had to pay more for these solar panels. And the $1 million question is here, wouldn't you have liked to lock in the price of gas when it was $2 a gallon? That's exactly how solar works with technology now and pricing now. The price is still so good. We're giving you the opportunity to lock in this price now before it continues to go up, because it will go up. All right. And this is very common objection I hear all the time. I heard my cousin, aunt's, brother-in-law, sister's boyfriend twice removed got a big bill at the end of the year. I'm afraid to go solar. And so we've all heard this. Solar gone wrong. Or oftentimes, sometimes it's just the homeowner increasing their usage from what their system was originally designed for. They added a pool, they got a spa, they added electric vehicles. The main issue is that the homeowner, this is where we come into understanding where this objection came from and explaining this. When you get this objection explained, the issue here is that that homeowner wasn't explained properly that solar is not unlimited power, right? We build solar to a certain size, and that is solar done wrong. And today I'm going to show you how solar done right is done. And we're going to make sure we size your system appropriately. And so hit them with that fact. An appropriately designed system will result in credits at year's end. It will not result in charges. And show them an example. Having supporting material for your facts is very, very important for any objection you come across. So I always have ready a post-Solar Edison bill. I work mostly in the California market. I know today we've talked a little bit about savings and solar costing less, so that might not apply in your market. It does apply a lot in the California market, so I just wanted to throw that out there. But yes, please make sure you have supporting documentation. It's been so helpful. In this case, I always keep an Edison bill, a post-solar bill from their utility to show them what an appropriately designed system should look like. This system here, you can tell, is resulting in credits with their utility, not in charges. And then I make sure that the homeowner knows how to read their post-solar billing. That's a very important part of it. So if you're in a consultation with a homeowner, I always show this and I let them know, when your project is complete, I will make sure you understand how to read this bill so that we never have to worry about a big bill at the end of the year. And at least they understand how billing works. So if they are accumulating a big bill, they're never going to be surprised by it because they know exactly where to look because we've taught them. All right, you guys, those are very simple, basic Solar 101 objections you come across. I want to open a discussion right now and just hear what are some objections you guys are coming across, and I can share how I handle those. Who wants to go first?
I do have a question on the true up at the end of the year. I hear things, but I don't know exactly what's like correct way to share with the client. They always say, well, what happens at the end of the year with all the energy? If your system is, sized correctly, you're going to have hopefully, right, extra credits and extra energy that your system has produced, right? So at the end of the year, what I've heard is with all the extra energy that you produce, you have to sell it to Edison at the anniversary date. Is that correct? As far as the energy?
So and this is subjective to, if we're talking specifically about Edison, then there are two options with Southern California Edison, where you can request the check on NEM 2.0, or you can have that rolled over to the subsequent year. They do have to make that election at month 12. If we're talking about other utilities, then we would need to research that. So when you're selling in a certain utility, you want to have those answers ready. What options are they going to have? And then it's important to know too, that each utility is going to have different buyback rates, and they can have two buyback rates. Usually they have like a daily buyback rate where what are they going to credit the homeowner for what their solar overproduces today? And then at the end of the year, whatever's left over at their true up, they might credit it at a different amount. So it's important to know what are the different buyback rates that they have, what is allowed. Like at Southern California Edison, for example, they credit back at a wholesale rate at the end of the year, but they will match kilowatt hours during daily production. So whatever the homeowner would have paid for it is what they credit. All right, I want to hear a couple objections that you guys are coming across, and then let's chat about those. Anyone have one?
Hi, this is Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
Hello. The one that I literally just got this week is I talked to the guy and he was all excited. He's like, yeah, my wife and I have been talking about getting solar, but we want to get it when we can pay for it. And I went through all the financing and, they get a shorter loan and all this, and the price is going up, and he has San Diego Gas and Electric, and they're the highest price utility in the United States, and how much they're gonna, kind of just went through everything. And he came back and said, well, we're willing to take the risk that it's going to cost more. I was just like, ooh.
So his objection was that he wasn't ready to pay for it. He thought it was expensive.
It wasn't, he didn't say that he thought it was expensive. He said that, there are certain people out there that don't like, you hear the term lease or, the PPA kind of deal, and they're just like, automatically absolutely no. And I think it's
Is that what you're showing him, Tracy?
no, I'm just using that as an example. There are people, you know, I don't think he wants to finance it. That they want to be able to pay cash for it. And so they're going to wait.
Have you showed him? So one thing that works really well for cash customers. So first of all, when someone gives you an objection like that and we're post proposal, I always put some of the responsibility on myself. And I tell them, you know what, I didn't do a good job of showing you some options that I think might work. Now that you're telling me this, I have a couple other options that I think you're going to love. Can we get back on a Zoom and can I show you a couple more options? I think this is going to seal the deal for you. So one product I would recommend to you is a close to cash option with a high interest. So I would look at a 5-year, 10 years of maybe a Mosaic, like 6.29% interest. It's like $1,000 or so to buy that loan. And so they don't have to put all their cash forward, but they can make payments over the year or two. And then if they choose to pay it off early, great, they can. And because of his rates right now with SDG&E that are very, very high, it's probably not going to be that much more than what he's paying right now. So if I were you, I would play around with those options. Those are great options to show someone who wants a close to cash price, but is fearful to put all their money down.
Yeah, unfortunately, this was just talking to the guy. I haven't gotten his bill or his address or anything. And so I'm not at that point yet.
Okay, so at this point, I would just let him know, great, I hear you. There are a couple options I think you would love that make complete sense for you. Can you jump on a Zoom call with me? When can you do that so I can show you and we'll see if you like it?
Yeah.
And then take the pressure off them. Let them know, hey, if you like these options, great, I can help you. And if not, no big deal. But that will help get them to the Zoom meeting if you can tell them, take that pressure that if they are attending the meeting, they have to sign. Let them know, I have some things that are going to work out for you. Jump on a meeting with me so I can show you. If it makes sense, great. If not, no big deal.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
So I had a question.
Yes, sir.
I came across the same kind of problem with one of my leads. He gets a true-up bill at the end of the year. Right now, he's in a contract with what it was Solar City. So he's still in the contract. They got bought out by Tesla, so he's still paying it off. Now the only thing that he was telling me the same thing. He doesn't want to get into another 25-year contract. So if you could just go a little bit more in detail, like how is that Mosaic, like the 5? I know that there's a 5.99, and then you said there was a 6 point. How does that cash offer? How does it work?
Yeah. So I want to address the first part of the objection from your client, from your lead, where he said he doesn't want to get into another kind of contract, right? We talked about that. The lease is so similar to utility because it's not really a contract that ends. It's a contract that you have to wait out. You have to wait 25 years. And then at the end of 25 years, if you still want solar, you have to renew. So I would address his objection and let him know, hey, it's not that kind of contract at all. You're going to own it. You're going to have complete control. You have no control with your current contract. You have to just wait it out. You have to do what they say, but you're going to control this contract. You're going to choose how long it takes to pay it off. So it sounds to me like you need to overcome that objection first, and then you can decide what products to show him. And sometimes getting them on the Zoom, you guys be transparent about buying down the rates with the interest rates. Show them a few options. You don't need to go through and show them 15 options. That'll give them analysis paralysis. But if you can show them a loan option, a close to cash option, and maybe a mid-range option, then they feel more included. Which one do you like more? What makes more sense to you? Do you want to save more overall and pay more now to do that? Or do you want to have an immediate and the biggest savings you can monthly? But thank you, Jay. Good luck with that. I would address his objection about being stuck in a contract. That's the thing he can't get over, it sounds like to me.
I have
Great,
one.
thank you.
Hi. What about, I know that I've heard it before, but I think it's good for everybody to hear it too. Oh, the wife, usually sometimes it's the female that says, oh, I don't like the way they look.
Neither do I. Neither do I. I have them on the back of my house. And I totally get that. And saying that and being able to tell them, like, I feel you, like they're not the prettiest things on earth, but you know what? Our panels are actually pretty good looking compared to most companies, especially those ugly ones with the aluminum borders and the white lines. I can't stand those when I see those. Just reassure them that when that objection comes up, reassure them. I totally feel. Oh, did I go on mute somehow? Yeah. Can you guys hear me okay? Yes. Okay. Somehow I was muted. But yeah, just sympathize with them. Yes, I understand. I don't love the look of them either. Don't worry. I'll take a look at your house and see if I can fit them all in the back for you so they're not in street view. And then hopefully you can, right? So just get them to the meeting. But good one, Isel.
I have one.
Yes.
I've had quite a few people say, well, my bill's not that high.
Your bill's not that high. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't really need them.
Okay. What's not high is the first question I would ask. What do you think? Like, what would they come back with? Like, you think $50, $100? What's the lowest?
Yeah, usually it's like people that I've had it with like couples, or that they have like a swamp cooler that they got from Edison, so they don't really spend that much, and it's just like 2 or 3 in the house, and they work a lot or whatever. Or one of them was like, well, I have all tiles that keeps my house really cool. That's just an example, but I've had a few say that, and that it's like under 100.
Yeah, I get that a lot too. And you know what? Being transparent in that case and saying, yeah, you know what, the larger the bill, the larger the savings, but you still may want to look into it for the incentives and to lock in your payment, right? Right now, even if it's $80, they're throwing that money away to the utility. Instead, they can pay themselves to own a solar system, and they can get thousands of dollars at tax time. And the question I would ask them is like, oh, would it benefit you to get a $5,000 tax credit? Because that's about what they would get for a very small system. Like if you're looking like at a 5 kilowatt system, they would get a very small tax credit. But $5,000 in tax credits is going to be helpful for 100% of people, well, 99.9% of working people, right? So I would come back with that with, yeah, you're totally right. You're probably not going to see a big gap in savings, but you can go from what you're paying now to owning your system instead of throwing that money away, and take advantage of the tax incentives while they last. Like, would it help you to get $5,000 at tax time? And most people are going to say, yes, it would. Well, let me just put numbers together and let's see if it makes sense for you. And if not, no big deal. That's where I would go from there. All right. And then I see Nitsa, you have your hand raised. Go for it.
Hi, how are you today? How's everyone? I live in Puerto Rico, and I know we're going to be opening here soon. I believe, I don't know what kind of financing they're going to have. Basically in Puerto Rico, like solar panels and batteries are like, you know, everyone wants to do it. It's just a matter of the financing. What's the best financing that we can offer the client is one. And also, as far as the warranties that you were saying, the warranty that you're talking about, is that the Powur warranty?
Yes. So the Powur Care warranty is a 30-year extended warranty, just like Solar Insure was. As far as financing goes, you guys are probably going to have access to similar financing that we have now. I'm not familiar with what they're going to release in your area. It might be totally different. So I'm not sure how to answer that, but most of our financing is 0 down, 0 out of pocket. So the homeowner doesn't have to put money forward if they qualify for a loan, even if they have a battery. You're on mute. Nitsa, I know you're trying to talk, but I am going to have to.
How about now?
Okay.
you hear me? Okay,
Yeah.
real quick, I just want to know because Sunrum here in Puerto Rico do cover, if you finance with them, they cover natural, the natural part of it. If there's a storm, if something breaks, if they fall, if somebody steals or whatever, Sunrum is covering that in Puerto Rico
Wow,
as
that's
part of
amazing.
the warranties. Because that's a big deal here in Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
since it is an island and we're always, on the,
Yeah, but
just
that's
like
under
Californians with,
that's under a lease though, right?
yes, under a lease.
Yeah, that's very normal. So lease products, yeah, that's very normal. That's not abnormal in all parts.
Okay,
Under a lease, they're going to cover forces of nature because they own the system, so they get their own insurance. But we're talking about owned systems don't usually have that coverage. If you own your system, you have to get your own insurance.
okay, I got it. Like if it was a cash deal or if they wanted to go and finance it with their own bank or American Legion or something like that, then they would have to put the coverage or the warranty like their home.
They should
Homeowners
also
one.
call their homeowners insurance to protect against forces of nature for sure. Yeah.
Got it.
All right.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Miss Cynthia. I know that you're on a tight time frame, that you're running right into your BNI. We greatly appreciate that. We just have a couple more slides to go over with everyone, and then we will go on and let you go about your day helping families go solar. Can you guys see my screen?
We can.
Okay. So I'd just like to share with you guys that are on this call what some future trainings that are available that are out there for everyone. On Wednesdays at 9 a.m. before this call, there's breakthrough masterminds that are held with corporate. And so if you guys log in, those calls are for an hour. They go over some key performance indicators, KPIs. They let you check in with other members that are, around you so that you can talk about how you're doing with solar. Then, of course, we have this every Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Then on Thursdays on 9:15 at 12 p.m., there's a Powur on. That's with corporate. So if you're brand new to the platform and you want to know how to work the platform, where do I begin? Where do I go? I suggest you start with that Powur on. That's held every Thursday. There's also recordings from the past events. This Saturday, you guys, really, really huge. I hope everyone plugs in, but we are having a virtual Powur Day. So some of you know about the Powur Days that we hold. These are events that we hold every single quarter. Sometimes they're live, sometimes they're virtual. The very last one we held was in Buena Park. It was a live event. We had over 250 people attend that event to learn about solar. This one that we have coming up is on the 17th. That's this Saturday. It starts at 9 a.m., I believe. They're nationwide. So they're in 26 to 30 different states. California is one of them, and it's all virtual. Okay, so if you want to learn about different equipment, different parts, different promotions that we have going on, different financing that's going on, that's a 4-hour event. Our CEO is going to be speaking at that event as well. We'd love to have you guys join us for that. Monday nights, every Monday night, we have our Powur Hour. If you have people that are interested in learning more about the platform, the company, the culture, invite them into that Monday night at 5 p.m. All of this is on Zoom. And then again, it just rolls right back around to our Wednesday breakthrough masterminds. This is not all the training that Powur offers. It's just a little snippet of it, but we'd like to give you guys some directions, some resources, some pointers on where you can go to get plugged in and to get more involved with this platform and this opportunity. Please, we invite you to come back next week. We have our very own Miss Isela Bonata. She is going to be going over our new Powur homeowner slide deck. So if you guys don't know, Powur released a new slide deck that's universal that we can all take and put into our tools, put into our arsenal, and help educate our homeowners when we're presenting to them. So Isela is going to be going over that next week. That's this Wednesday, 10 a.m. Please tune in. And we usually leave with a little quote from last week, quote again this week. If we remember to focus on the activities, not on the results, we will get what we want. We will get those results. So focus on the activity, not on the results. I want to thank you guys all for joining. At this time, I'm going to stop the recording, but if you want to hang around and ask a few more questions, we are available to ask those. And thanks, you guys. We hope to see you back next week. We appreciate your time. Thank you for taking the time to watch the Women of Power training series. I hope that you got some great value out of that video, and there's much, much more where that came from. Listen, if you'd like to join Powur or find out more about this awesome and amazing platform, please feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is in the description. I look forward to connecting with you real soon. Have a great day.